Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to Web Tech Knowledge. In this tutorial series, I'm going to teach you everything about HTML. So once you finish this tutorial series, you will have complete knowledge on HTML and you'll be able to create a web page using HTML by yourself. And I'll make this tutorial as simple as possible so that everyone can understand it really clearly and really easily. So first of all, in order to write a HTML code, you need to have a text editor. For text editor, you can use Notepad. Over here, you can see Notepad. You can just search over here, Notepad, and you'll see Notepad over here. We can write our HTML code over here as well. But different people prefer different kind of text editor. Like I myself like to use Sublime Text. There are some people who like to use Visual Studio Code or Atom. But if you want, you can use Notepad as well for writing your HTML code. But in this tutorial series, I'm going to use Sublime Text for writing our HTML code. You can just easily download Sublime Text from online. All you have to do is just search for Sublime Text and just go to the first link, Sublime Text, and you can download it from here. Here you can see download for Windows. We also have Linux and Mac option over here as well. So first of all, let's go and create a HTML file. So how do we create a HTML file? So first of all, let's go and create a folder first for our HTML file. So let's create a folder. Let's go click new and click folder. And here you can name the folder name anything you want. Let's say here, you can write your name as well. Let's say here my HTML. And inside this HTML folder, we are going to create our HTML file. So I'll open this my HTML folder using Sublime Text. So I'll just click over here, file, then go to open folder. Then I will go to that new volume D, and here you can see my HTML, and I'll just click over here, select folder. So here you can see my HTML and there is no file over here. So I'll just right click over here and then click new file. And here you can see something over here. I'm just going to say over here, let's say web page. You can name it anything. You can give your name over here as well. Web page dot, here you can see this is the important part, dot HTML. For writing out HTML code, the extension of that file always should be .html. Otherwise, you won't be able to open that in your browser. So I'll just press right now Ctrl S, and over here you can see web page. You cannot see the .html over here, but it's there. Okay. So if I click save, it will save this over here. Here you can see web page.html. And if I go to my folder, my HTML, here you can see web page. So right now, how do we open this? We just created a HTML file, but in order to open it, you can just double click over here and it will open on Internet Explorer. But I want to open it on, let's say, Google Chrome. So over here you can see open with, and I will click Google Chrome. And here you can see webpage.html, and there is nothing inside over here because we have let me just close this one, because we have nothing inside this HTML file. So if I say over here basic of HTML and then save it, Ctrl S, make sure that you always save the file in order to see it over here. So if I now refresh over here, here you can see basic of HTML. You can save it by pressing Ctrl S or by clicking file and save. Okay. So this is how you can create a HTML file. So in the next tutorial, we'll see all the basic of HTML tag. In this tutorial, we'll see the basic tags of HTML. So let's get started. So first of all, in HTML, every HTML has a opening and a closing. And here you can see HTML. This HTML has the opening. This is called opening, and this is called closing. And then HTML also got the head tag opening and the head tag closing. And after it, we will also have the body tag opening and the body tag closing. Now inside the head, we can write over here, you can see the title tag opening and closing. So inside this title, whatever we write, it will be our website title. Let me just show you my website title. If I now save it, then if I just refresh over here, you can see webpage.html, which is this one. So if I just refresh here, Here you can see my website title. At the top here you can see. So this is the title part. Okay. So inside the body part, okay, let me just talk about this. This will help us to make our code responsive on different device. Okay. So here in the body part, we can write different kind of tag, like very common is h1 tag. H1 is a header tag actually. So let's say here my header. So if I now save it and if I just refresh here, here you can see header, my header written over here, and it's bold and bigger. And if I want a little smaller size, what we can do is that we can have another header tag, but instead of h1 we can use h2. Let's say here my header 2, save it and refresh. Here you can see this is a little smaller. So the header tag can go up to from h1 to h6. So let me just show you the h6 part. H6 on. Let me just say over here h6. H6. So this will be the smallest header tag. As you can see, it is really small. Let me just zoom in. Here you can see. So there are a few more tags. So right now let me just show you a tag called p tag. It means it is a paragraph tag. So inside this p tag we can write a paragraph. Let me just copy some text inside this p tag. So I'll go over here and let me just copy a few line from here, Control C, and I'll paste it over here. And if I now save it, then refresh over here, you can see the paragraph over here. You can add another paragraph as well if you want. Control C, Control V. Let's just remove a few text from here. Let's save it, refresh, and here you can see once you write the other sentences in different paragraph, it will automatically create a gap over here. But if you want more gap, then what you can do is that you can use a tag which is called br tag, and which open and close like this. So this will create a space between those two paragraphs. If you save it, then refresh here, you can see there is a little more gap over here. And let's say if you want a straight line in between those paragraph, you can do that as well. So for it, you need to use this hr tag, opening and closing. Let's save it and let's refresh over here, and here you can see, we can see a straight line over here. If you just copy those and paste it again, it will create more gap and another more line. Save it, refresh, and there you go. So those are the some really basic tags of HTML. I hope you understand really clearly, and if you have any question, you can let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to hide comment in HTML, or how to write comments in HTML. So that's actually really simple. So let's say over here, if we say over here, this is a comment. If we save it now and if we refresh, obviously we can see this line. And if you want to hide this comment, then what we need to do is that we need to give this arrow sign, then we need to give this not, then to minus sign. And here you can see this is comment out, but here you can see the body and HTML part is also comment out as well. So we need to close this. So in order to close this, we again need to give to minus and this arrow sign. So if I now save it and if I now refresh, here you can see the comment is gone. So the easiest way to do this is that you just write the comment and you just select it and then press Ctrl plus Shift plus slash, and it will automatically do this thing for you, and this line will be commented as well. If I refresh, here you can see the comment are gone. So normally why we use comment, so that we can understand our code really easily, or if someone else want to see our code or with our code, by reading the comment they can understand the code really easily. So this is all about comment. I hope this tutorial was useful to you. In this tutorial, we'll add some color to our text and also in our background of our HTML code. So here you can see we have a p tag over here, and inside this p tag we can add different kind of style. So over here, in order to let's say first we want to change the color of this text. So for it, here inside the p tag we need to say over here style, and we'll say here color, it will be, let's say we want the color to be red. So if we now save it, then if we refresh here you can see the text color changed to red. And let's say we want to change the background color of this certain text, we can do that as well. So for it, here we'll just give a semicolon over here, and then we'll say here background, and this one background color, background hyphen color, this clone, and let's say the background color will be yellow. We'll just over here yellow, and save it, then refresh, and there you go, the background color is yellow over here. And if you want to change the background color of this whole HTML, we can do that as well. So for it, in the body tag we need to say over here style, and then we'll mention the background color, it will be, let's say, sky blue. Save it, then refresh, and there you go, the background color is sky blue. And if you want to try different kind of color for HTML, we can do that as well. Just over here search for HTML color code or CSS color code, and just go over here HTML color codes, and you'll be able to pick a lot of color from here. And here you can see let's say we want to try out this color. Here you can see this is a color. So here you can see we have a hash over here and a few text over here, A09592. So let me just copy it, and we want to use this color, let's say, as a background color of this text. So for it, what we'll do is that here you can see p tag and background color is yellow. So we'll remove this. So first of all, we need to give a hash over here. Then we need to paste this thing that we just copied from here, as you can see, and we also need to give the hash. So right now let's save it, then let's refresh over here, and here you can see the background color changed to a different this one. Okay, so you can do that as well. So this is all about this tutorial. In this part of this tutorial, we are going to talk about HTML links. And HTML link is actually really simple. Let me just show you first the easiest one. So for using link, we need to use a tag, then we'll say over here href, and we need to close it like this. Okay, and inside this href we will give the specific link over here. We can say over here yahoo.com, but only just writing yahoo.com is not enough. You also need to write http :/yahoo.com. Only then you will be able to go to this link. But there is one more thing. Over here you can see that we have, this is the anchor tag opening and this is the closing, and inside it we need to mention a text, any kind of text, but we need to mention a text. Let's over here Yahoo. If we save it, then if we refresh over here, you can see we have a link called Yahoo over here, and if we click it, it will open the Yahoo link over here. As you can see, this is yahoo.com. So let me just go back, and here you can make this Yahoo a little bit bigger or smaller. You can use different tag inside this anchor tag. So let's use h1 tag opening and h1 tag closing. So this will make the Yahoo text a little bit bigger, and if I refresh, here you can see Yahoo is now bigger. And if we click it, it will obviously go to yahoo.com. But let's say we want to open this link into another tab. So for it, we just need to say over here inside this anchor tag, we just need to say over here target underscore blank. So if we save it now, and then if we refresh over here, and if we click now Yahoo, then it will open another tab and it will go to the Yahoo link. Okay, so right now let's see how we can go from on HTML page to another HTML page. So here in my HTML we have only one page, web page.html. So let's go and create another page. So I'll just right click over here, then click new file, and over here let's say here page2.html. let's save it, Ctrl S, and then save. So we have another page2 over here, and if we go to our folder, here you can see we have two HTML file over here, web page and page2. So here let me just say simple HTML, and inside the body we'll say page2. Let's have it inside a header tag. So let's say over here h on opening, h on closing. So save it, and okay, so right now we have page2 over here, but how we can go from webpage.html to page2? So for it we just need to add another anchor tag, and here you can see href. So inside this href we need to mention this page2.html. So we'll say over here page2.html. And right now here let me just show you, if I just do not write anything inside this anchor tag, then it will show us nothing. So if I now refresh over here, you can see there is nothing over here. So we need to always write some text over here. Let's say here page2, save it, then refresh, and there you go, page2. So right now if I click page2, it will take us page2, which is this one. Now let's say if you want to go from page2 to our web page.html, you just need to do the same thing. So what we need to do is that we just need to give an anchor tag here. Then inside this href we'll say over here web page.html, which basically is this one, and we say over here web page. Save it, refresh, and there you go. If I click web page, it will take us to this page, and if I click page2, it will take us to our page2. Okay, now let me just show you one more thing, that is here you can see that this two HTML file is inside my HTML. Let me just go to the file. Let's say we have another folder over here, and inside that folder we have another HTML file. So for that case, let's just create a folder first, and let me show you. Let's say over here new page, and inside this new page folder we'll create another HTML file. So here you can see we have a new folder called new page, and inside this new page folder we are going to create a HTML file. So I'll just right click over here, then click new file, and let's say over here page3.html. Let's save it, save, and let's write the basic HTML tags, and inside the body we're going to say page3 inside a folder. Okay, let's save it, and let's say we want to go to the page3 from webpage.html. So let me just copy this anchor tag, paste it over here, and instead of page2 we'll say over here page3, and here you can see our page3 is inside our new page folder. So we need to say over here new page slash, and our file name is page3. So we'll say over here page3. So if we now save it, then if we just refresh over here, you can see we have another link called page3. If we click page3, here you can see page3 inside a folder. It took us to our page3.html. And let's say you want to show a image once you click a certain link, we can do that as well. Let me just download an image. Let's say cat image. Let's just download this first one. Let's say cat on, save, and there you go. Let me just copy the image, cut it, and we will paste this cat image inside our folder, which is my HTML, this one, Ctrl V, and this is a JPG file. So here what we'll do is that, let me just close this, we'll go to our webpage.html, and we'll say over here another anchor tag, and inside this href we're going to say cat on.jpg. You need to make sure that the extension .jpg is similar with this. Okay, so right now inside this anchor tag, for this image we are going to say over here cat image. Okay, so right now let's save it, let's refresh, and here you can see cat image link, and if I click on it, here we can see the cat image over here. So yeah, this is all about the links. In this part of this tutorial, I am going to show you how we can show images in HTML and also some other related things to images in HTML. So first of all, let me just show you how we can show images in HTML. So for showing image, HTML give us a image tag, which is you need to write it like this, img, and it has a source, and in this source you need to give the image source, and image doesn't have any closing part. This is the full image tag. Okay, so inside this source we need to give the image where your image is located. It can be located on your device or from the internet as well. So first of all, let me just show you how you can show images from your device. Let's say from your folder. So here you can see we have an image called cat on over here, which is this image, and we want to show it in our website. So for it, all we have to do is that here you can see our image is already in our my.html folder. So in the same folder, and the image name is cat on and image type is jpg. So what we have to do is that we need to say over here cat on dot jpg. Here you can see also exactly the same thing, cat on dot jpg. You cannot make any spelling mistake over here, otherwise the image won't show. So if I now just save it, then if we just refresh over here, you can see we can see the images over here, but as you can see the image is too big for our display to show. So for it, what we can do is that we can set the height and width of our images. So here let's say image width, it will be 300, and height it will be 300 as well. 300 hot 300, it's 300 px. We can write 300 px over here, but if you do not write px, that's fine as well. If we save it now, then if we refresh, here you can see the image size got a lot smaller right now, and we can see the full images over here. So right now let me just show you another thing inside this image tag. We can write one more thing, that is alt, and inside this alt we are going to say this is a cat image. So right now if we save it and if we refresh over here, we will not see the image, see the text over here, this is a cat image. So when this text will appear, when the let's say for example or by mistake you let's say delete the cat image from this folder, or you made a spelling mistake over here, let's say here it is cat on dot jpg, let's say here cat on dot only jp. So if I now save it and if I now refresh over here, here you can see the image is not showing, but there is a text over here, this is a cat image which is coming from here. So for some reason if the image is missing, then it will give the user a idea what kind of image was there. Okay, so this is really important as well for image. So right now let's say you want to show an image from the internet or from online, you can do that as well. Okay, let me just fix this first, save, then refresh. Let's just get an image from the internet, let's say a big tree. So here you can see there is a lot of image. Let's go to the image section. You can see a lot of image over here. Let's just choose the image, let's choose this one. So what we are going to do is that we are going to copy the link for this image. So here we'll take our cursor over here, then we'll right click on the image, and here you will see a option copy image address. Here you can see copy image address option. If you just click it, it will copy the image address. So here right now what we are going to do is that we are going to mention another image tag, and here you can see inside this source we are going to paste the address that we just copied from here. All you have to do is just right click on here, then click copy image address, then you will get this link that you are seeing over here. So right now if I save it, then if we just refresh over here, here you can see we have the images that we copy the link from the online. So you can show image from online in your HTML page. So let me just show you one more thing. Let's say that you want to click on this image and you want to go to a certain place once you click on this image. Okay, so for that case, let's say here we can use a anchor tag, and inside that anchor tag we'll keep this image tag. Okay, so here let me just write it like this. We'll have the anchor tag opening over here, and this anchor tag will close after the image tag. Okay, so here the anchor tag opened over here and it closed over here. So how to on is that when someone click on this image, they will go to some other page. Let's say it will go to page 2. Okay, so here all you have to do is that we need to write over here page2.html. Inside this href section, we'll see over here page2.html. So if I now save it, then if we refresh over here, you can see if I take my cursor over here, it becomes a hand, and if I click on it, it will take us to page 2. Okay, and you can do this for images as well, not only for page. Let's say if you click on this image, it will show another image. You can do that as well. Let me just show you. Okay, let me just copy this and I'll paste it over here. And inside this href, instead of the page link, we'll give the image link. Let's say we'll copy the image link from online. Let's choose another image from here. Let's choose this one. Let me just copy image address and I'll paste it inside this href. Okay, the link is too big, but that's fine. Let's save it. Then if I now refresh over here, so this first one is for the page2.html and the second one is for this image link. Okay, so if I now click on this, it will take us to page 2, and if I click on this, it will show us this image. Okay, so some of you might get confused, so let me just remove the first one. So I think you should clear right now is that if we click on this cat image, it will show the image from this link. So let's refresh. So there is only one cat image, and if I click on it, it will show us the image from online. So yeah, this is all about image part, and in the next tutorial I'll talk about how we can add videos in HTML. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can show videos in HTML. So this is actually really simple for showing video in HTML. First of all, for showing video, you need to use a tag, and that is called video tag. And this tag has an opening and a closing. And for video tag, actually the closing tag is not important, but some browser may cause some problem if you do not give the closing video tag. Okay, so it always better to give the video tag opening and the closing. And here, just like we show the image in the video tag, we also need to write source over here, and inside this source we need to mention our video. And here in my file I have a video called cat video and the type is mp4. Here you can see. So and here you can also see cat video.mp4, which is basically in the same folder my HTML. So here we can just directly see over here cat video.mp4, and you need to make sure that the extension is similar to this .mp4, and if it's wmv, then you also need to give over here wmv, not mp4. Okay, so right now if I save it and then if I just refresh over here, you can see the video link over here, but you can see that there is no option for me to click and play the video, and also the size of this video is too big. So let me just say over here width, let's say width will be 300. You can write px. So let's just refresh here, and there you go, the video is a lot smaller right now, but the issue is still here, we do not have the play button. So for it, all you have to do is that you need to write over here controls, and if we now save, then refresh here, and there you go, we have a play button over here, and if I click on it, the video will start playing. And you can see that once the video is finished, it is automatically stopped. And here we also have the sound option as well. And if you want to like loop the video multiple times, then you can do it as well. So here, after or before, we can write over here loop, save, then refresh here, and here you will notice once the video is finished, it will automatically repeat itself. Here you can see it automatically started again. Okay, so also if you want to have your video moved at the beginning, you can do that as well. We can see over here muted, and then save, then let's just refresh over here, and here you can see it is automatically muted. And let's say you want to like autoplay the video whenever someone enters your browser, then you can just say over here autoplay, save it, then refresh, and there you go, the video automatically started playing. Now those are all the basics of videos in HTML. Now let's say you want to add a, okay, let's just first remove the autoplay, save it, and let's say you want to add a thumbnail for this video. You can do that as well. For that, all you have to do is that you need to write over here poster, and inside this poster we need to give a image. Let's say we have an image over here, cat.jpg. we can use this as a thumbnail, so we can say over here cat on .jpg, save, sorry, cat, save, then if you now refresh, this picture will work as a thumbnail, and if you play it, you can see the video over here. So this is all for the video part from your from the folder. But let's say you want to add a video from YouTube in your HTML web page, you can do that as well. For example, here I have a video playing over here, and if you want to play this YouTube video on your HTML web page, for that all you have to do is that you need to go to the video share option. Here you will see a share option. All you have to do is just click on the share button or share option, then you will see this option embed, embed. Just click over here, embed, and then YouTube will give you a HTML code. Here you can see, and here you can see some more option like start at 00. If you want the video to start from 30 seconds, you can just write over here 30 seconds. Okay, then here show player control, and then enable privacy enhanced mode. You can try it by yourself, and here at the bottom you will see a copy option. Just click over here copy, and this part will be automatically copied. Then all you have to do is that you need to paste this copied code in your webpage.html or in your HTML file. So I'll just paste it over here, and here you can see iframe. Inside iframe we have the YouTube source link and some other things. So we'll just save it here. Then if we right now refresh in our HTML web page, here you can see that we can see the YouTube video, and if I click over here play, it will automatically start playing. You can pause it, you can choose the setting from here, and you can also make it bigger as well. So yeah, this is all about videos in HTML. In this tutorial, we are going to see the list in HTML. So this is actually really simple. For using list, we have some tag, and let me just show you. On is UL. UL means unordered list, and inside this UL we write our list, and here we are going to write over here li. UL has opening and the closing over here, and inside this UL we write our list. And let me just copy this and I'll paste it, let's say 2 times. and here let's say cat, then we'll see over here dog, and let's say the third one will be eagle. So right now if we save it, then we'll be able to see a list in our HTML web page. So let me just go to my browser and let me just refresh over here, and here you can see we have cat, dog and eagle, and before them we have this bold dot sign. So this is a way to make a unordered list. So let's say you want to make a order list, then order list means you want to add like 1 2 3 before the list. So for it, all you have to do is that you need to say over here OL instead of UL. Okay, so save, then refresh, and here you can see 1 2 and 3 over here. And let's say you want to like show like ABC over here, you can do that as well. So for it, inside this UL we are going to say over here type, and let's say a smaller a, save, and then let's refresh, and there you go, we can see ABC over here. And if you give over here capital A, save it, then refresh, you will see capital A. And you can also do the Roman. Let me just show you. If you give I, save it, then refresh, and here you will see something like this. You can also make them capital as well. For it, all you have to do is that you just keep to this capital I over here, save it, then refresh, and there you go. And there is one more thing, and that is you can make a list inside of a list as well. So for it, let's say inside this dog, let's say inside this dog we want to have another list for this dog. We can do that as well. For it, all we have to do is that we'll say over here OL, or you can also say UL, that's fine. Let's say UL opening and UL closing, and inside this UL we are going to mention a list. Let's say LI, let's say it will be husky. This is a dog breed, so copy, and there is another dog breed called bulldog. Let's over here bulldog. So right now if we save it, then refresh, and there you can see cat, dog, and we have two dog category, one is husky and one is bulldog. So you can do it this way as well. Now let's say you want to make a link for a list, you can do that as well. For making a list into a link, that is really simple. All you have to do is that here you can see a like cat, so we need to write this inside a anchor tag. So let me just open the anchor tag over here, and here this cat will go inside this anchor tag. Okay, so let me just write it like this so that you can understand it clearly. So you need to write it like this. Okay, inside the list you have to mention the anchor tag, and inside the anchor tag we'll write the cat. So save, then refresh, and if I now zoom in, here you can see cat option over here, which is turning to a link. Now let's go and here let's just give a link over here. Let's over here page2.html, save, refresh, and let me just zoom in, and if I click cat, here you can see it took us to the page 2. So this is how you can add link inside a list. So those are the basics of list. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make table in HTML. So for making table in HTML we need to use a tag called table tag, and inside this table, inside a table we normally have a table header and table data, and every one of those table data is inside a table row. Okay, so first of all, for writing table row we need to write tr means table row. So first of all we are going to write the table header, then after that we will write table data, but let's write the table header first. Let me just copy this first and I will paste it 2 times, on and 2. So inside this th means table header, let's say we will have a name, and over here we'll have age, and then we'll have address. Okay, so right now if we save it, then we'll see name, age and address as a table header a little bit bold. So if we now refresh over here, you can see name, age and address, and let's say we want to have some data for those name, age, and address. For that, what we have to do is that we need to mention another tr, and inside this tr we need to say over here td means table data. Let me just copy it two times, paste it two times, and let's say over here it name will be John, age will be, let's say, 21, and td it will be USA. Okay, so if we save it, then if we now refresh over here, you can see we have John, age 21, and USA, but this one still doesn't look like a table. So for it, if you want to make it look like a table, we need to have some line among them. So for that case, what we have to do is that over here you can see table. So here we'll just say over here border, and we can just say on px, let's say on px. Then if we refresh now, here you can see it right now looks like a table. So let's say you want to have a few more data. For that case, you need to add another tr, and inside the tr we again need to have some td. So let me just copy it and paste it here. Let's say instead of John, we are going to say over here Smith, and Smith age is 16 and he is from Canada. Save. Then let's refresh, and there you go. You can add as many data as you want. So yeah, those are the basics of table in HTML. In this tutorial, we are going to see input forms in HTML. A lot of time in online, you will see you have to fill up some forms, like you have to give your name, email, password, or select something else. So this is what we are going to make in HTML. So for making those input field, we have a tag called input, which is this one. We will use this same thing for a lot of different kind of input field. Just the only different thing will be the type and the name. For example, here let's say input type equal to text, and here if we save it, then if we just refresh our browser, here you can see we have an input field, and here you can write anything over here you want. Okay, and let's say you want to make an input field for password. For that case, you can do that as well. Let me just copy it, then I'll paste it over here, and here instead of input type text, we are going to say over here password. So right now if we save then refresh, we will have another input field, and this is for the password input field. Here we can write anything and it will show, but this is for the input type password. So here if we write anything, it is not going to show, it will show us something dots, because this is password and it will hide the password. Now let's say you want to create a button for the input field. You can do that as well. For it, you just need to say over here input, and the type will be submit. And if we save, then we're going to refresh here, and here we have a button called submit. You can change the button name. For that, all you have to do is that over here you need to mention value, and inside the value, let's say add button, or we can say anything. Save, then refresh, and here you can see submit name changed to add button. We can also give some default value in the input field as well. Here you can see that in the input field, input type text, here we have name, here we can also mention value, and here we can say, let's say my name, which is Yamin. If we save it, then we will say input, in the input field we will see my name. Now there are a few more options. Now let me just show you one more thing, and that is here you can see that we have a lot of input field, and it's hard to say which input field is for what. So for that case, what we can do is that we can add label for every input field. So here before this input field we can say label, and here we'll say name, and then we have the password field, right? So here we are going to say level, and here we'll say password. The button doesn't require any level, but here if we save now, then if we refresh, here we can see name, and this is for the password field. Now let's say we want to add some more option, like you see on the online, that checkbox or radio button or select option. I'll just show you one by one. After password, let me just show you the checkbox. For creating checkbox, we need to write over here input and the type will be checkbox. Then we save it, then refresh, and here you can see we have a checkbox option and we can also check it over here. For checkbox, we also need to mention for what we are checking the box. For example, we have a label called, let's say, red, and let me just copy this and paste it here, and after it, let's say over here, blue. Save it and reload, and over here you can see we can choose or tick multiple checkbox over here, red, blue, both of them. But let me just show you right now radio button. For radio button, it's a little different because you can only choose only on radio button, not two. Let's say for input type, we are going to say over here radio, and let's say in for this radio button we are going to have a label for, let's say, age, which is 18, and let me just copy it and paste it here, 18, and this one will be 16. So let me just show you one thing. Let me just refresh here, and here you can see we have two radio button and we can actually select both of them. But if we just specify the name in the over here, you can see for both of those radio button we have the name option. If we just mention over here age and also over here mention age, then save it, then refresh, then we will only be able to select only on, not two. As you can see, we can only select only one of them because both of them has the same name, so we can choose only on, either he is 18 years old or 16 years old. But for the checkbox, if you give the same name, but you will still be able to select both of them. For example, let me just show you. We are going to just say over here color, save, then refresh. You can see over here that both of them got the same name, but since this is a checkbox, so we will be able to check both of them, but we cannot do the same thing for the radio button. So after that we have one more thing, that is select option. Sometime in the website you can see that you have a few select option. Let me just show you, that will actually make it more clear. And here for select option, we are going to say over here select, and inside this select tag, not input field this time, select tag, we are going to say over here option. And inside the option, let's say some car name. Let's say first one will be BMW. Let me just copy this one and paste it over here, and the second one will be, let's say, Lambo, and the third one will be Tesla. If we save, then if we now refresh over here, you can see a option over here which is BMW, Lambo, and Tesla. You can select any of them. And if you want a empty option at the beginning, what we can do is that we can just have a empty over here. But instead of having it empty, we can just say over here select a option, refresh, and this is a better, actually you can see select option BMW, Lambo, Tesla. And one more thing, that is the most important thing to create some input field, and that is we always need to keep the input field inside a form. All those input field, here you can see the submit button and the input field text, all of them need to be inside a form so that we can submit all those data to our web page or to our server. So you always, whenever you are writing input field or input type text, password, or anything, you always need to keep them inside a form. The form will open over here or start over here, and the form will end after the last input field, so it will end over here. Let me just show you again. It started over here before the input type text, before the name, and it ended over here. So if we save it, then if we refresh, there will be no changes, but that is required for you to submit anything to a web page. For example, okay, let me show you one more thing, and that is here You can see value equal to yamin. Let's say over here, let's keep it empty, and you can specify something over here. Let's say required, required. If we save it now and then if we refresh, here you can see there is nothing on the name, and this time if we click on the add button, it will ask us to fill this field. If we fill this field and then click sub add button, it will not show us any error. So right now, since this field is required, so, without writing this input field, we cannot submit the form. So we can write something so that we give the user some instruction that we need to fill this form. So for that case, what we can do is that over here, we can say here placeholder, and we can say write your name. Save, then refresh here, and here we can see something called write your name text over here, and if we just click it, and then we can just write our name over here. Okay, and there is just one more last input field, and that is called email. Let me just copy this one, Control C and Control V, and over here we are going to write this for email. And for email, the type is always email. And here instead of in the placeholder, instead of write your name, we'll say write your email address. Save, then refresh, and here you can see write your email address. And there's here you can see type equal to email. It means for this input field email, you always need to mention an email. If you write something else, it will not work. Let's say over here yamin, and let's say here Shakil, and here you can see that we did not write any email. So if we now click the add button, it will say us please include at the rate of in the email address. So but if I show, let me just refresh over here, and let's say here yamin, and let's say here yamin at the rate of gmail.com. So right now we'll be able to submit this because we write over here a proper email at the rate of gmail.com. So it will not cause any issue. If I click add button, it will submit it. Now there is one more, the last thing for the input field, and that is, let's say you want to upload a file or image online. For that, all you have to do is that you need to say over here input type, it will be file. If you just save it, then refresh over here, then you will see option like this, choose file. Just click over here and you'll be able to select any images from your device here. So here you can see images.png, that is the image that we select. You can select different images, different kind of file. Here you can see tree. If I click just open, and here you can see the T images over here. So right now here you can see that all the input field is on the same line, so that doesn't look really great. So for that case, what we can do is that we can use div for every specific input field. Let's say for name, we can just say over here div opening and div closing. So what it will do is that it will give the name only in a single line, as you can see. But for making it really easier, we'll just use br tag. As we already know that br tag creates a inter or creates a gap. So we'll just say over here br closing over here like this. Let me just copy it and I'll paste it on before every input field. Over here, then over here. Okay, we have two checkbox over here. We'll keep the same thing. I mean, do two checkbox in the single line. Then we'll keep the two radio button on single line, select button on single line, and the submit button on single line. Save it. Then we'll just refresh over here, and here you can see if we give a more br, it will create more gaps. So this is all about this tutorial. I hope you find this tutorial really easy. I tried my best to make it as simple as possible. Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to Webtech Knowledge. In this tutorial, we are going to create a website using only HTML. I will not use any CSS or Bootstrap. I will only use HTML to create this website. So this will be very basic. So every beginner will be able to understand really clearly, since I will be only using HTML to create this website. So what kind of content will we have in this website? So first of all, we'll have a title over here. Then we'll have an image for our website. Then we'll add some paragraph. Then after the paragraph, we'll have some input field for the user to fill up. Then maybe we'll add a video, then a few link for the user to click, and at the end of the website there will be a footer. Okay, so those will be the basics. So let's get started. So this is our basic HTML structure, and let's say our website will be about traveling. So in the title, let's say a travel guide, and in the body we are going to say H1. This will be the header, and let's say here save travel. So if we save it now, and if we now refresh here we can see save travel. Now we want this save travel to be in the center. So for that case, HTML give us a tag called center, and this center will open over here, and this center tag will end over here. So whatever code we write inside this center tag, everything will be in the center of our website or web page. Save. Then if we refresh, here you can see save travel text is on the center. So right now, after this save travel, we are going to add an image. I already downloaded an image for traveling. We'll use this image, and here we are just going to mention the image and image tag over here, and in the source we need to mention the image name and the extension, and our image name is travel, and here you can see the extension is .jpeg. So we'll say over here .jpeg. So save, then refresh, and here you can see by default the image is in the center because the image tag is inside this center tag, that's why. Now let's decrease the image height a little bit. Let's say here image height will be 300. Save it, refresh. Okay, this fine. So after this image, we are going to have a paragraph over here, and for the paragraph, obviously we need to have a title. So let's have a title for the paragraph first. Let's say our title will be inside H2 tag. Okay, and our title will be how to travel safely. Save, then refresh, and there you go, we have a title, second title. And for the second title, we are going to have a paragraph, and let's just copy some text from online. Let's just say lorem ipsum, and from here we are just going to copy some text, random text, and let me just copy from here, Control C, and I will just write a p tag over here, and inside this p tag we will paste the text, and we'll refresh here, and here we can see the text over here, and here you can see the text over here. And let's say you want to like link to some other website inside this text, we can do that as well. Let me just search for something related to travel, and let me just go to travel Wikipedia. Let me just copy this link, Control C, and right now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to have an anchor tag over here, and inside this href I'm going to paste the link which I just copied from here. I'll paste it over here, and we're going to say over here some travel info. Save it. Then right now if we refresh, here you can see we have a link over here, and right now if I click it, it will take us to this web page. But what we want is that if we click it, it will open this page in another tab. Okay, so for it, what we'll do is that we'll just say over here target underscore bank. Save, then refresh, and right now if I click it, it will open in another tab. Okay, this part is done. Now we are going to add some input field and description box and the submit button for the travel. So for the input field, we again need a header for why we are going to fill the input field. We need to give the user a reason, right? So here we are going to, let's say this header will be h3, and inside this h3 we are going to say share your travel experiences. save it, refresh, and here you can see share your travel experiences. And here we are going to have some input field. And here, first of all, we'll say level, and here we are going to say our here name. Okay, and for the name, we need to give a input field. The input type will be text, and here we are going to say placeholder, write your name. So right now if we save it, then refresh, here you can see write your name. After this, okay, let me just copy it, Ctrl C, and I'm going to paste it over here. And here we'll say email, and here we can see here we'll say write your email address, and the type will be email. And as you know that whenever we are writing a input field, we need to keep that inside a form. So we are going to say over here form. The form will start from here, and the form will end over here. Whatever input field you write, you always need to write it inside the form. Just always make sure that. Okay, let me just first save it, then refresh. Let me just show you. This is how it looks. So here you can see name and email field at the same line. So we are going to use br tag to make them in different lines. So here we are going to, after the name, we are going to say br tag like this, and we'll copy it and paste it over here again. Then copy it and we'll paste it after the email again. Save, refresh, and here you can see there is some gap right now. So after email, we'll have another input field, and that is called text area. Text area give us a big box for us to input something. So for text area, we'll also have a level, and here we'll say describe your experiences, and inside this text area, the user can write his experience. Save, then refresh, and there you go. We have a input field for the user to write. User can write a big essay inside this input field. Okay, let's have both of them in different line, the level and the text area. Okay, describe your experiences. So after this, if you want, you can add some radio button, some questionnaires, and some checkbox. But I think up until now this is fine. We'll just add a submit button after this. So we'll say over here, let me just give br, then we'll say over here input type submit, and the value for the submit will be send my experiences. So let's refresh here, and here you can see we have a button called send my experiences. So after this, what we'll do is that we will add a video related to travel, and we'll add the video from the YouTube, and we'll add the YouTube video using a iframe. So for it, you don't have to write any code over here. All you have to do is just copy some thing from the YouTube video. Let's say I want to add this video, this travel video, in my website. So for it, what we'll do is that you just have to go to a certain video, then at the bottom of that video you will see a share option. All you have to do is that click on this share button, and then it will give you something like this, and you will see a embed option over here. You just need to click that option, and then you will see something like this over here. And here you can see a lot of options. Start at, you can even choose from which second or from which minute you want to start the video in your website. So I'll just keep it as the way it is, and here at the bottom over here you will see a copy option. If I just click copy, it will copy this part of code over here. Okay, so we'll just directly go to our HTML code, and after the form and inside the center tag, after the form we are going to paste that code which we just copied from here. This part of code we'll paste it over here after the form. Then we'll save it and we'll refresh over here, and there you can see we have the YouTube video in our website. Okay, let's add some BR after this button. Copy and paste, refresh, and there you go. And let's add a title for this video as well. For it, let's just say over here H2 and we'll say a travel guide. Save, then refresh, and here you can see a travel guide title over here. Now after this video, let's add some text, then we'll make a footer. Here after the iframe, we are just going to have a p tag, I mean paragraph tag, and inside this paragraph tag, let's just add some random text from here. Control C, Control V. Let's have another p tag, and let's write some more text. Save, then refresh, and there you go, we have some more text. So after this text, we are going to add a footer. Now what is footer? Now normally in a website, at the end you will see something like this, that made with at the rate of 2023 Code Academy. Normally you will see something like this, so that is what we are going to write in our web page as well. So at the end we are just going to say, let's make it bold, and we're bold actually, and inside this we are going to say this website is owned by at the rate of web technology. For your case, you can write your name. Save, then we are going to refresh here, and here you can see this website is owned by web technology. Now we can just add a few more br so that there is some gap, and there you go. Now you can also change the background color as well. We can change it from changing in the body. Here we are going to say bg color, and bg color, let's see, it will be sky blue. Save it, then we'll refresh over here, and there you can see our background color is set to sky blue. So right now our website looks quite good. You can change a lot of things over here as well. So this is how we can make a simple website using only HTML. I did not use any CSS for creating this website, but this still looks really great. So yeah, this is all for this tutorial. I hope this tutorial was useful to you, and I hope you had some fun creating this website with me. So thank you again for watching, and I would actually really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned and stay healthy.